Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Syahmardi Yacob from the Universitas Jambi. I'm pleased welcome to my presentation entitled The Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises Business Performance During Outbreak of COVID-19, a perspective of social media adoption and e-commerce with entrepreneurial orientation as mediation experience from Jambi, Indonesia. This paper we composed by our friend, our team consists of the Jefri Marzal and the Perdana Sireger. We are coming from the Management Department, Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Jambi, Indonesia, and also my colleague Jefri Marzal come from the Information Technology System, Faculty of Science and Technology, Universitas Jambi, Indonesia. And before I present my paper, we have we put my agenda, the short list, the agenda presentation. Like first of all, the introduction, literature review, the shared method, and result and discussion, and finally the conclusion and recommendation. And when the conflict start with introduction, when COVID-19 hit in China badly during December 2019 to February 2020. Meanwhile, the same period in Indonesia report no case of infection at all. Only on March 2nd, 2020, President Joko Widodo, who report the first to confirm two cases of COVID-19 infection in Indonesia. And data from National COVID-19 Prevention Task Force nationally on the report is May 13, 2020, around 26,473 people were exposed to the COVID-19 virus. 17,552 people were in care. 7,000 more than 7,000 people recovered, and more than 1,000 people died from the COVID-19 virus. Meanwhile, for the report of the same date, the distribution per province, especially Jambi province, recorded 19,7 people exposed of the COVID-19 virus. 15 people recovered and 0 people died based on the data that we access the internet. From the condition is experience, the Indonesian has had quite a heavy impact from the health, economic, and social aspect. However, there are several business sectors have shifted from being a conventional business a digital business. And many business people are turned to digital platform business using both social media and e-commerce. Internet innovation has played a very important role in business performance in today's development. Referred by Kim, Lee, and Bryman, 2016. The adoption of social media makes users without the need for physical presence of communicate and produce content. By refer to the Zhang and Friend, 2017. Some previous studies have examined the use of social media in business, and there are also finding in that it has many benefit. Kenley and Preston and 2016, and Penn and Crow 2012, Aurora and Petmore 2013, Syahmardi et al. 2015, Venkataraman and Das 2013, Zakebli and Kamaruzaman 2015. Besides the adoption of social media as one of the MS micro, small, medium enterprise business strategy to improve its business performance and be able to compete with the competitor. E-commerce today is increasingly becoming important technology medium for business We serve their customer, expand business reach, respond to competitive pressure, and reduce operating costs. Based on the idea data, 2018 explained that e-commerce activity in Indonesia can be described as for there are 48% in internet user in Indonesia looking for online products, 46% visited online stores, 41% buy product online, 34% buy via PC, and 30% buy via mobile. The base of data, the Jambi Province Cooperative and UMKM Office 2015 report that in Jambi Province there were 18,000 more micro and small media recorded, where Jambi was the city that contributes the largest number of MSEs, namely more than 30,000 businesses. The result of the previous study reported that were 40 MSMEs that actively adopted e-commerce and their trading activities, with the composition of the business group consisting of the 34 small business, 85%, and 6 medium enterprises, 50%. Based on the Shah and Ahmad 2019 also reported the entrepreneurial orientation as a whole shows a strong positive influence on the business performance and on MSMEs. Therefore, during the COVID-19 epidemic, an empirical study was needed to reveal the extent of the influence of the adoption of social media and e-commerce with the entrepreneurial orientation as mediation on the performance MSME sustainable business in order to obtain a real description of its benefit for MSMEs in a Jambi province. So based on the background, the research, we support the literature review to build the construct variable social media adoption, social media adoption. We refer to the engagement. Some scholar, you can look at my PPT. And e-commerce also we refer some the scholar from the Kalakota, Winstone, Weimer and Regan, Raymond and et al. Then so many scholarship already done in the e-commerce. And entrepreneurial orientation Miller 1983 and Coffin also Coffin that's Miller and Frasian. Business for Fun we refer to William and Hunger 2014 and Base 2009. And then we build the research model. How we the figure of the research model. So the independent variable consists of the social media adoption, e-commerce, and then mediation variable, entrepreneurial orientation, and then dependent variable for business performance of MSME. Based on the research model, we formulate the research hypothesis. The H1, there are 7 research hypotheses. H1, social media adoption has a positive effect on the entrepreneurial orientation. H2, e-commerce has a positive effect on entrepreneurial orientation. H3, entrepreneurial orientation has a positive effect on business performance, MSE. H4, the social media adoption has a positive effect on business performance of MSME. And H5, e-commerce has a positive effect on a business performance and MSME. H6, social media adoption has a positive effect on business performance, MSE, through the entrepreneurial orientation. H7, e-commerce has a positive effect on a business performance of MSE through entrepreneurial orientation. So we have the research. How do they build the research method? Our research method is study is a survey using the questionnaire and identify the target population. The sampling unit is the UMKM business sector, while the unit of analysis is the UMKM in Jambi province, especially in Jambi city, West Jambi Regency, and Sungai Penuh city. The number of samples that will use as respondent is as many as 150 OMK entrepreneur, each with 50 sample each unit in research object. The approach they use here to use the same analysis with PLS version the application. The result and discussion. Overview the respondent. We draw the respondent. We divide the respondent based on the majority of gender. More than 57.33%. Age more than 48 years old, and most of them have 4 to 6 years in business experience, around the 27.33%. Based on social media owned by MSE owner, that most of them has Facebook around more than 25%. And they're using social media per day around the 40.67% with rank 6 to 10 hours per day. In fact, more than 67% they will use social media as marketing tool. When respondents asked about whether they failed, most of the MSE during the COVID-19 period mentioned that most of them, around 20.67%, has decreased turnover of 50% from before the COVID-19. And all the variable construct, reliability and validity, we test based the application. The chromosomal alpha mentioned show the chromosomal alpha above than 0.9, and then social media adoption, e-commerce, business performance, and entrepreneur orientation. This variable is a very reliable and valid validity. And how to get path analysis to answer the hypothesis? We look at the path analysis. All the hypothesis is accepted. Why they accepted? With some p-value more below the 0.00 and more than 0.05. So we conclude the recommendation where the adoption of social media can affect the business performance MNC during the COVID-19 period, while social media adoption can influence entrepreneurial orientation. Likewise, e-commerce has also influenced the performance of the MSME business during the COVID-19 period entrepreneurial orientation. Meanwhile, entrepreneurial orientation has also had a significant effect on the business performed on MSE during the COVID-19 period. Social media adoption has an effect on MSE business performance during the COVID-19 period through the entrepreneurial orientation. E-commerce was able to influence the performance of SME business during the COVID-19 period through entrepreneurial orientation. Then, and based on the conclusion, we have the recommendation to do recommendation for the government in the context of the making policy in the MSE development sector. It can be formulated the performance of the MSME during business during the COVID-19 period will be influenced by the ability of MSE to adopt social media and the use of e-commerce. For MSME business player, they can consider the need for the ability to adopt social media and e-commerce while still having an entrepreneurial orientation. And secondly, for academics, the result of this research can be used as the contribution in the science of marketing strategy management, especially in the field of MSE marketing strategy. Thank you very much. That's all. I hope they enjoy my presentation. I'm sorry, maybe more or less our research contribute for the knowledge, the future for the MSE. I think that useful for our researcher scholar from the different countries. Thank you very much. Please, thank you. See you. Bye.